All my stress. Check it out. Feel the rhythm of the bass mark. Feel the rhythm of the bass mark. Hit me the woman come the wrong one. Bless me. It up.
Hey, Alpha Empath Universe, it is me, your founder, your coach, Adisa Rains, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about my teaching narrative, the victim mentality. Now, if you've been in our universe for a little bit of time, you will know that, I eschew evil. And for me, evil in this universe is the victim narrative. But before we begin that, I want to introduce y'all to some of my students, some of my junior coaches. If you want to know who's approved to coach by me in this platform, here are these people. If you don't see my face next to their damn face, I ain't approving them. They just coming on my goddamn platform to cheat, to see if they can find some sheep, and that's fine. That's fine, okay? But listen, we got my coach Tammy here. Tammy was a perpetual victim. Baby Black Jesus. Tammy was a perpetual victim. In fact, I think Tammy's last and middle name was Victim. But we had to get her ass up out of that shit. Right, Tammy?
That's right. No longer a
That's
victim.
right. Yes. Now, Tammy, I want you to tell these people, because they be thinking that I don't understand the level of abuse that they've dealt with. Now, you see, Tammy Lynn has known me for the past 30 years or something like that. The past 30 years. And she knows better than anybody else. If anybody liked being a fucking victim, it was me. That's why she was my best friend, because she was a victim too. We was victims in sisterhood. That is what we were. And we rode hard in that shit. But then I got tired of it. And when I got tired of being a victim, my relationship with Tammy shifted and it split. Do you remember that time when it shifted and it
Yes,
split? Do you
I
mind
remember.
telling do you mind telling the people why it shifted and it split?
Um, I was stuck in a abusive relationship. I
Yep.
decided to stay in a relationship that was abusive, and you went down a path of more of a spiritual, more religion type of relationship. And how I was living just didn't align with what you were living. So we just didn't talk. We didn't hang out. We didn't spend time. You moved away. But what I could always say was that our lives were seeming to mirror each other. Whatever you were going through and growing through, I was also going through and growing through in my own way, through my own pain. And you started the group years ago and sent me an invitation. And at the same time, when you were coming into the empath world, so was I, but on a different plane. And I hadn't had the courage to leave the ex-husband that was like abusive and
No, you need to
narcissistic.
tell them. Be really real with them. Because Tammy, she may not. I'm gonna put her business out here because she know how I am. Because I put all my business out in the streets, my own goddamn self. Okay, so listen. Tammy was in a violently abusive relationship.
Yes,
I'm not talking about.
violently.
I'm not talking about no little violence. I'm talking about when I would see my friend, I couldn't even fucking look at her. I couldn't even look at her because it would infuriate me to
Yeah,
no means to see her put up with that bullshit when I knew that she deserved better. But
yeah,
I also knew that she was committed to staying in it. And I
yeah,
cussed her the fuck out. I sure did. I no After we got through the crying shit, let me cry, let me see what we can do to get you out of this situation. And I recognized that she was continuing to go back. I cussed her the fuck out. And then when she did not leave him, I left her. And it wasn't because of a lack of love. I loved her then and I love her now. But because she is connected to my heart, whenever you choose to allow somebody to be close to your heart, you also bear the burden of their pain. And me seeing her ass get beat like that, no, that type of pain was going to cause me to bow down. It was going to cause me to submit to her and then relinquish and sell my own destiny so I could stay attached to her. So I chose to love me and I cut her ass off. But when she
yeah,
got her shit together, I recognized the shift and I said, I'm going back for my fucking friend. And as I go up, her bitch ass gonna go up with me. And I meant that shit. And I stay on her ass all the goddamn time because that's love. I love my friend enough not to let her stay a fucking victim. And now we have my next coach here. This one is a perpetual victim. Oh my God. Oh my God. She speaks victim in every fucking language. She is gifted with the gift of many tongues in victimhood. And I stay on her ass. I don't get off of it. In the middle of her mother dying, I stay on her ass and I cuss her out while she is grieving her mother. Not because I don't love her, but because I do. This is how dragons show love. You want the heat? I can bring you the heat, but can you handle this kind of fiery passion? Her name is Ashley. And like most empaths, she is in a coaching, helping, service profession. Ashley, would you go ahead and tell the people what you do?
So professionally, I'm a therapist. And so I never realized why I became a therapist until I realized I was an empath. So it all made sense at that point because I love to help people. And
She
so
is.
with me helping other people, it kind of deflected me from helping myself.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Ashley is the typical disempowered empath. Ashley gave and gave and gave to people
Absolutely.
until she burnt herself out. She would do it in her personal life, and then she was also doing it in her professional life. So when she came to me, she had no energy for herself. People wonder why do people pay a decent $9.55 to attend a 9-week course? I will tell you why, but I don't have to because my fucking students' life gonna tell you why they do it. They have quantum leaps up in here. Because I'm not gonna stop loving them. They're gonna have to run away from me before I run away from their ass. That's my guarantee to all my students. I'm not gonna run away from loving you. You're gonna have to run away from loving yourself. And Ashley has had a problem. First of all, y'all ain't she on this little camera, and y'all just see these big pretty lips, but y'all ain't seen that big ass booty she got. Y'all ain't seen that. And because she got that big ass booty, men is always after her. Always after her. Always, y'all. So, but here's the thing. She has that fire ass figure, but when it comes to her speaking her truth and having that fire ass mouth, she don't have that. So she ends up being a dutiful, loyal woman that gets mistreated and dogged out, and she don't understand why, because all she gives is love. She didn't understand that these men were coming in her life to teach her a fucking lesson. You see, I had to learn something. I teach divine unions all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You see, masculine energy knows who to love, but not how to love. I didn't know how to love in my masculine energy of works. Feminine energy knows how to love, but not whom to love. You see, if you are going to have a divine union between your heart and your head, you got to know how to love and whom to love. Ashley knows how to love, but she didn't know whom to love.
Right.
So I knew she was having an issue in her feminine energy. And do I get on your ass every day about that shit?
Every single day.
Every
Every
single
single day.
I have her in tears, y'all. All of my students end up crying because I cussed them all the fuck out. And here's the thing, Ashley, will you help the people to understand why you as a therapist with all your licenses and all your education chose me to be your coach when you know that I am nothing like the typical normal coach?
The reason I chose to work with you, Adisa, is because I knew you was going to tell me the truth. You was going to be real with me. And a lot of people, they want to put band-aids on things, but you going to just say, well, look here, bitch, this is what's going on with you. And
That's
so
exactly what I'm saying.
that's what attracted me to your coaching style. And one thing that I admired about your coaching style when we first started working together, I always was like, well, Adisa, he did this to me, he did that to me. And you said, no, you had a part in this as well. What is your part that you played in your narrative? You can change the narrative, but that's what you was telling me. And I was like, what? You know, that kind of shifted me from being a victim to just being more of like, I'm not going to take this shit no more.
Yes, I teach that all the time. Listen, you got to radically love yourself. You got to learn as an empath to stop loving other people and stop choosing external love before internal love. And Ashley
Mm-hmm.
already knows. Listen, she's educated. She knows how to run a heart-centered business the masculine way,
Right.
but she didn't have the feminine sauce. And that's why she needed me, because I can give you that motherfucking sauce and I can teach you how to do it the other way. I can teach you how to make money from it. That's why she's here. She has a degree. I'm gonna teach her how to monetize her spiritual gift. But I'm also a healer. I'm also a spiritual
Mm-hmm.
advisor, and I hold her accountable to her own heart-centered vision of herself. So when I see her playing Cinderella, she get called a bitch and she get cussed the fuck up. That's what happens. Now, here's my next student. My next student is Jade. Now, Jade, you will never see. You got to know dark magic in order to understand the victim mentality that Jade has. See, you had to go real, real deep down into the pit of victimhood to get to Jade's level, because Jade is the hidden victim. You ain't gonna never even fucking know she a victim. You ain't gonna never smell that fucking sauce on her. She gonna be Miss Independent. But in her personal life, it'll be all in shambles and nobody will fucking know. But I know, because I'm like that. And the perpetual victim, the intellectual, independent perpetual victim, is also in the healthcare field. She is a nurse. Nurses are perpetual victims. Now go ahead and Jade, tell the people why you are here and why do I cuss you out and call you a perpetual fucking victim?
Because I am. Because I am. It started in childhood and it did not stop. It went all the way into my adulthood and up until recently when I decided to take it back. And so I'm taking all my life back. I have cut out just about anybody and everybody. That I'm not real popular right now, and I'm okay with that because I'm
That's right.
myself. And I'm popular with myself and I love myself and I'm okay with that. So I just kind of look like the more they fuss, that means the more they need to go. So that's kind of
That's right. That's right. Nurses have this horrible habit. They will cuss out and stand up for all of their patients.
yep.
Oh my God. Oh my God. A nurse will go to fucking bat for you and she will swing for you. But when it comes to swinging for herself, she act like she don't know how to fight. Her masculine energy of work serves everybody else except her own heart. That's the worst kind of fucking victim. But she was committed to that. And the thing about me as a coach, when it comes to the independent victim, the independent victim is going to choose a victim narrative that's going to be so fucking heartbreaking. You're going to feel like a complete bitch if you say something about it.
I'm a Lifetime movie, so yeah, I get that.
Yeah, let me tell y'all something. Jade is the kind of Lifetime movie that you can sit on your bed and eat popcorn to and be crying and shit. She's that kind of Lifetime movie. Like you be, Black Jesus, baby, Black Jesus, why? That's when you hear, and you ain't gonna never know she got a story like that. You ain't gonna never fucking know, because this is Miss Independent. But in her personal life, she's a fucking slave. And I check her every fucking day.
Yes.
These are my students. I show my love to the universe by showing my love to the next generation of healers. Here they are. And if I'm not gonna hold my punches with them and they paid me, why the fuck do you think I'm gonna hold my punches with you? I'm not. I don't even hold my punches with myself. I am an accountability coach. And I teach it. When I fuck up in my classroom, when my moderators see me fuck up, they see me change that shit. I hold my own self accountable to my standard because I understand that that is the path to healing.
That's what drew me to you also, is that you could just be like, yep, and I'm going to correct that right now. That was kind of inspiring to say, you know what, if you can check yourself and you can get right back on track and you can do that, then that means, okay, I don't have to feel so shitty when I do it.
Right. And some of the ladies that are in here, they know my flaws. They understand how my empathic heart keeps me in bullshit. I'm gonna let them talk about it. And this is not, listen, I just text these ladies about 10 minutes ago and told them to get their asses on this call. We don't know what we're going to talk about. We just going to keep it raw and real with you. I want some of the ladies in here. Tell me what my motherfucking weakness is. The ones that really know me, they know what it is. Talk about it.
Your weakness is your heart. While at the same time you have a boundary around it, your love for people, your love for growth. was also your Achilles heel, and wanting to make sure that people were okay. And that means everybody, family, friends. And when you started cutting people off, it looked like this bitch done lost her fucking mind. And to see the torment in your life, and to see that even these people that you done fucking help ain't giving a fucking shit about you, like when you don't have no one to count on, but your heart was still empathetic towards them, something needed to change. So yeah, you've been through some shit, a lot of shit,
A lot of shit,
humiliation,
y'all.
disrespect,
Mm-hmm.
abuse, financial abuse, and you still keep giving. You still keep giving, but now you give with love and correction, and you don't give a fuck who it is.
That's true. She's right about that. And that is why I call this universe Alpha Empath Universe. Y'all don't know me because y'all not close up on me, but my heart is huge as fuck. But I had to learn how to use my masculine energy to protect the weakness of my heart. I don't want to change my heart. My fucking empathic heart is beautiful. It had to learn who to love. It had to learn that. It knew how to love. I was giving my love to everybody. I shared my love abroad. But that burden, I ain't Jesus. I'm not at that motherfucking level just yet. I'm not avatar status, shedding my love abroad so they can fucking spit on me and abuse me and hurt me. I had to keep it real with myself. I'm not on that level just yet. What is my burden? What can I handle? What can I sustain? What level of love can I sustain in my life? An empath just wants to give to people that don't know how to appreciate the law of reciprocity. And that's why you stay disempowered. And that's why I'm going to stay on your ass, because victims are going to feel very fucking uncomfortable in here. Now, let me give you guys the definition of the victim mentality or the victim narrative. Okay. So the victim narrative is a narrative that is an acquired personality trait, in which a person tends to recognize themselves as the victim of another person's actions, and there is absolutely nothing that they could have done to create a better outcome. That is what I mean when I say a victim. I was in a 12-year slavery marriage. 12 years did I slave for this motherfucking man. 12 years. Oh, I just love him so much. I
24.
just 20. How many years, Jay?
24.
24. Was they light years or was they heavy years, Jay? Go ahead and tell me.
They was all heavy years.
They was heavy than a motherfucker, breaking your motherfucking back, having you bent over like a goddamn hag. Tammy, how many years did you suffer?
20 plus
20
years.
plus years.
You
20
said
plus
something.
years.
You said you sat there and you gave your heart to all these different people and you suffered. And the crazy part is, I remember when you first met your husband, you didn't even like him. You ain't even like him.
Oh, bitch, you
As
keep it real? Oh.
As empaths, we have the ability to choose to pour our heart into people because we see something in them that is not, man, we look at the heart, we look past the surface. But when you do that, man, you put yourself in their karma and you deal with that abuse and you take it on and you dealing and living in bullshit. And then you be wondering, why the fuck this happened to me? That's how a victim mindset happens. It's not because you were born a fucking victim. It's because you used your empathic heart to go into somebody else's heart and see past your own pain to take on their shit.
That's
Fuck
right,
that.
Tammy.
You don't do that. You
Hallelujah.
don't.
Hallelujah. Tammy just exposed all my dirty draws. She just told y'all when I first met my ex-husband, my intuition said we don't like him.
You rejected him and made fun of him.
Oh, yet I did. You know what? You keeping it real with me today. She absolutely right. I did not like that man and I fucking rejected him. But then I used my empathic ability to look past my intuition and find that little speck of gold dust, fake ass gold dust. And then I said, I'm going to illuminate all of that.
Fool's
Right.
gold.
It was fool's gold. It was a fool's errand. And then I did love him.
Right.
But I
You
went
made a
against
choice.
myself.
Right. You made a fucking choice.
Thank you,
To
Tammy.
do something that was outside of what you were supposed to do. But the blessing The blessing is you brought an indigo. So there was a purpose. There was
Yeah.
purpose behind that pain. But damn it, you ain't have to go through it that way.
Yes, I did, because I had to learn the lesson. And after I
Empaths
finally left
choose
that,
those lessons.
we do. We fucking choose them. And here's my thing, if we're going to choose them, be accountable to say, you know what, I got to break my own heart because I'm on some dumb shit.
Right.
Hard-headed
On
and
some
Mm-hmm.
dumb shit.
Would you say, Jade?
we are hard-headed and hard-hearted at times.
Jade just said something. She dropped a bar. My students. Y'all saw how Tammy Lynn was hitting that motherfucking coaching shit. Y'all saw how she was coaching me. And Jay just said something too. She says a lot of times as empaths, we're hard-hearted and hard-headed. So we got many are the fucking stripes
Mm-hmm.
on the back of a fool. We done got our asses whooped because by these many fucking lashes, we are healed. When you get your ass beat enough, you're gonna get out of that motherfucking victim shit. And then the next level is gonna be anger, which is what I went to. Then I wanted to burn that motherfucker car up with him in it and shit, burn up all his goddamn clothes, run him off the road and shit. Like I was doing some thin line between love and hate shit. Look, don't judge me. I'm really, really empathic.
Look, I
But
can't judge. I'm there. I get it.
well, listen, like you got to understand, empathy is on a spectrum. I'm empathic, which is like the right end of the spectrum, but the left end of that spectrum is narcissism. And baby, when I was done, I was thinking, okay, let me go get me a motherfucking grapefruit and beat my own motherfucking self up. I ain't proud of it. It ain't my proudest moment, y'all. But I'm telling you, when I was done, all my rage came back and I was ready to motherfucking destroy that bitch. And I did. And at that point, he could have truthfully labeled me a narcissist. He really could. Because that amount of darkness is in every motherfucking empath. And y'all want me to think that y'all all love and light. But see, I understand the principles of yin and yang. In all light,
Mm-hmm.
the heart is dark. And in all dark, the heart is light. That's why you need to balance yourself. I wanted to fuck him up. And I'm not going to sit up here and let y'all lie to me and act like y'all ain't never wanted to fuck nobody up. The only difference is I'm accountable about who I fuck up. I'll
Oh,
tell you about it.
I'm right now, so I get it. I'm on the warpath with everybody. If you oppose me at all, it's like peace.
And
Out.
that's a stage that you got to grow through. I had to go through it. Like Tammy has a stage. She be looking all sweet, y'all. She got another side, y'all. Cause I remember the days when we was hiding in the bushes, hiding from men because we was gonna jump their ass. I remember them motherfucking days. We was hiding in sticker bushes, y'all. Tammy got picked up and got thrown in the sticker bushes, y'all. Cause we was fighting a man. We was on some bullshit. We really was. And then Ashley, she's about to get to that stage of anger. She's about to get there. But Ashley, you're going to have to learn to stop choosing the wrong person to love. Your heart is too sensitive for that. It's way too sensitive.
Absolutely. And one thing that I did connect is that a lot of times when we, like how I'm a person that like to give out a lot of love. And so what I noticed my pattern is that when you start knowing small shit in relationships, the small things turn into big things. So
That's
he
true.
say if I want you to call me, my expectation is that I want you to call me every day, and he don't call, I don't say nothing. He thinks it's okay, so it's gonna turn into something big. So people need to realize that when you start knowing the small shit, it's gonna turn into something big.
You're absolutely right. One of the things that I've done as an empath is when I knew somebody was going through something, I always put their pain over mine. Where they're going through so much. I could be like on my last leg, like limping, blood gushing
Mm-hmm.
out. And I'll be like, but they're in pain, so let me just go ahead and tolerate my pain and theirs. And I had to learn that that is that's an act of self-hatred. That's an act like, listen, I got to put the mask on me before I put it on anybody else.
I'm
I
in a
got to.
stage. I was that way Wednesday. I got hit with some extra surprise news that I wasn't expecting. I had to kind of deal with that, and it was like being hit between the eyes. I got sucker punched, and I was like, God damn it! I was pretty pissed about it, and I was like, I don't know if I could do this. I had a pretty big sob fest before Wednesday night's class, but guess what? Logged on and said, nope, I need to be here. I need to do it because I need it for me. I need to heal. I need to learn. I need to grow and work on myself. It's that important.
I agree with you. And the Wednesday night class, that is divine mate teachings. Okay, that's divine mate teachings because empaths tend to struggle the most in their personal relationships because they're hard-hearted. They won't learn
Mhm.
to give their love to the right person. So they have people around them that keep stabbing them in the motherfucking heart. So on Wednesday nights, I teach about divine mate teachings. That's what I teach about. So what did you learn that Wednesday, Jade, that really helped you? Do you remember?
Basically, the divine union starts in myself between my heart and my head, and I've got to get that together, and that happens through my throat chakra. So that means I need to be speaking my truth, and I need to be just telling it like it is, and I need to quit worrying about hurting feelings or letting people say, oh, and let the other person be the victim or whatever. I'm just like, you know what? No, here's how it is. If you want to see him as the victim, that's your choice, but you're still going to hear what I have to say. You're going to hear the truth. You're going to know what it's all about. If you still want to, side into, oh, well, poor him, whatever, that's fine. Poor whatever. That's your life. Go ahead. Do what you
How does
want.
that make you feel though, Jade?
Like a fucking warrior.
That's right. That's right. Tammy, how'd you feel when you finally stood up and decided to stop being a fucking victim?
It was amazing. And it changed the way I look at people, and it taught me to have some boundaries because it wasn't easy. I stayed for the wrong reasons. I stayed for money and comfort and society reasons. But it wasn't until a gun was pulled on me that I said I gotta go. And it shouldn't have taken that. And when you even when after I fought back, that wasn't even the point. I still stayed, and I left my kids in an environment that was bad. So imagine these generations coming up thinking like me and acting like me. Nah, that's not okay. So I feel great now. I talk shit, and now my crazy, it don't have to come out because now people understand. And even when they try me, they know I better not go too far because Tam crazy. She gonna give me what I gave her, and
Yeah.
I ain't playing.
And it's a
Um,
beautiful thing to be a cycle breaker. It really is. You a chain breaker and a cycle breaker. And that's awesome.
that's right,
My
Jade.
kids, they don't take shit. My youngest child, she sees something in her relationship, she cut them off quick, and she let them serve her. That's something that she didn't learn from me. So I will keep it real with y'all. Shit, you right. Cycle breaking make a big difference, and they life will be different as a result.
That's true. That's true. You gotta victims act like they cannot create a new pattern or a new path. That's what they act like. They're like, there was nothing I could have done to create a different outcome. And that's just not true. Like Tammy just said, when I first met my ex-husband and decided right then and there that I didn't fucking like him, I could have made a choice right then. I'm not gonna go down that path. But no,
Mhm.
that's not what I chose.
Right.
Here's another thing that kept me in victim mentality for years. Out of the 12-year horrible slavery marriage, I would focus on, because I can have extreme focus. I will focus on the three good things that happened in that 12-year period, and I would make that be the balance for
Everything.
all the other bullshit. I would be like, well, you know what? He's raising kids that ain't even his. So I'm just being too picky, man. You know what? He make mistakes. He's human. And every time I would do that, I would be selling parts of my soul away. And then depression came and I wanted to kill myself. And then it's like, oh yeah, something's wrong. But I still stayed, even when the depression was saying, leave, leave,
Mhm.
leave. It wasn't until I started having strokes. I had my first stroke. Stroke said, leave. I didn't leave. I had that second stroke. Couldn't walk. Stroke, it said, leave. I stayed. I had all of these fucking signs. Him cheating, sign. Him driving around other bitches in my car, sign. Him lying, sign. Him putting us in so much debt, sign. I didn't leave. That is a choice. I'm not a victim. I chose to stay there. I chose to be committed to pain. That is not a victim. But it wasn't until that third stroke where I lost my ability to talk and I lost my ability to smile and be fake as fuck. smiling and grinning and playing Sambo so people could think that I had a relationship that society could approve of, and I was killing myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep my spit in my mouth. I couldn't feel my body because that pain had become too intense. My face was twisted up. My doctor told me, you are going to die. You are not going to make it out past next year. And I had my 3-year-old son look at me and say, Mommy, you died and I couldn't find you, with tears in his eyes. I had to wake the fuck up. I got too many people that are accountable to me to be a victim.
Right.
My son is watching me. My children are expecting me to win so they can win. I already had the baton passed to me with a train behind it that I had to carry. How dare I? How dare I choose to pass that same baton to my child? Yeah, I couldn't carry this train, but I'm going to let you carry it too, because we love the victim personality. Because choosing to be a victim personality makes people feel sorry for us, and it makes people like us. At the cost of my children? Really? Hell fuck no. I'm not going to do it. And I made a promise to myself. I made a promise to Divine Spark when I was laying on that fucking 4,000 square foot home with a lake in the fucking backyard, having a BMW 7 Series in the goddamn garage, sitting in my own feces because I had had a stroke and couldn't go to the goddamn bathroom. And my son sits beside me, crying and screaming while my house is filled with people, and none of them came to check on me except my son, a baby. I made a promise to myself. I'm going to get out this motherfucking situation. And when I get out, I ain't going to never motherfucking come back. Because I understand that to choose pain in the victim narrative, it equals death. It is death. It is the shadow of death. And that's why whenever somebody uses the word victim, there is some type of death associated with it, whether it be physical death, whether it be mental death, whether it be emotional death, or whether it be spiritual death. I'm not going to be no fucking victim, because I'm going to live and I'm not going to fucking die.
Because
That's what
when
I'm
you
going to
die,
fucking
that's
do.
it. When you
Yes.
die, it's it. And I know what that feels like. I don't know if y'all know, but I know what that feels like. And it wasn't even just a relationship with the ex-husband, it was a relationship with the next, because I stopped loving me. I didn't even know how to love me. And that's where that fucking victim shit come from. Love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you're going to give yourself the will to want to fucking be here every fucking day. And all that other bullshit that other people are giving you, you're going to be like, man, fuck this shit. You're going to see it come alive in your life. You're going to see, I'm telling you, if y'all can feel y'all empaths, y'all know there's nothing in this planet like loving yourself, because you will not allow yourself to be victimized anymore by nobody.
And
Period.
death is 100% okay. Tomorrow's a brand new day. So guess what? Tomorrow can be a brand new day, and it can be your birthday. You can birth a new person that you want to be, that's in a whole nother elevation. It's a whole nother frequency. It's a whole nother place and a whole nother set of lessons to learn. So you, just because you say die, don't be fearing death. Death is a good thing. You need to be letting that shit go and moving on to what's next, because who knows what's next? It could be fucking amazing. How you gonna know unless you're willing to let that shit go and move on to some other shit?
And
That's
also, we have to remember that we teach people how to treat us. Like Tammy said, it all starts from within, your self-worth and your self-love. If you don't love yourself and treat yourself like shit, what do you think other people going to do?
You're absolutely right. Tammy also
So,
said something else. I'm going to drop a nugget and a
mhm.
bar on y'all asses. Listen, until self loves you, you will never experience God's love, because self loving you is God's love. There is no difference. When we decide to start choosing our good, that is the God, that is the divine spark in us choosing to love us, choosing to love our humanity. God's love is shed abroad in my motherfucking heart because I choose to love the great I am, which is me. I will have no other gods before me. I will put no other people before me. What I will do is bow myself down to my own love. And as I am carrying my own love for myself, it's going to carry the people that I'm assigned to love. That's what I'm going to do because that burden is not heavy. It's heavy, but it ain't too heavy. It's not cursed. That is the kind of abundance that brings wealth. I had the kind of abundance that was like a cankerworm in my goddamn soul, eating up every goddamn thing like the moths and the goddamn locusts. And rightfully so, because it was a plague to me because I had a plague ass decision. She told y'all. I had forgot I had said that about him until she just now said it. Like, I felt a serious level of accountability when she said that shit. Cause she right. I didn't like him. I mean, I thought he was handsome or whatever, but I was like, it's just something about that nigga I don't even like. I'm like, but y'all, I was you know what? That's why you need real ass people to stay around you because they gonna remember that fake shit you be on. Because when I told our love story, I told everybody it was love at first sight. But now since I'm thinking about that shit, I lied. Girl, yep, I be on that bullshit. But you know what? I can hold myself accountable. Listen, we're gonna get off of here. But I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back because the next teacher narrative we gotta teach is accountability. Okay. So we're gonna let you guys go, but I need my students to stay on here. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Hi.